When I came to Aastra essentially is a very funny company because it is a big corporate that has separated itself into separate entities. So I was running one of the subsidies, which was a run independent company, but they bought in all these big players, Ericsson, Ascom, DTV. They were bought in and they were put into pieces and put into these entities, which meant the big advantage that I had is that against Cisco, Avaya, Microsoft, Siemens, all these huge players, they were just a regional office, whereas I was running my own company, which meant I had all the flexibility to do whatever I want. And what I was meaning to do is I actually redirected my organization towards increasing COE dramatically. So I actually outsourced quite a lot of services. I shut down activities. I actually shut down one of our telecom platforms. And all I did was to relieve more capacity to increase the cost of execution part, which meant that for the same cost budget, I managed to double my COE with the same kind of organization by doing these things, which means I just doubled my execution power into the market. If you can deploy that with the same efficiency as before, you're going to double your revenue. And it's so simple than that. That's what we did. And this was just coming out of the financial crisis where a lot of these other companies were still suffering to find out how difficult the market was. And here I was coming completely aggressive into the market. And that surprised everybody. They were really, really surprised because I think they were thinking Aastra was a dying company, and flipping this around so fast, going from number 4 in the market, actually being larger than number 2, 3, and 4 less than 2 years after, I think surprised a lot of people. So I think, but it was very mathematical for me. Able to do this, I just increased that execution, and they were more paralyzed still by having this centralized management as corporates, whereas I had the full execution power to do what I did. So that's one thing. The other thing, which I think was kind of clever, is that the industry was moving toward cloud telephony, but it was still in its early days. And we were able to set up a concept that looked like cloud telephony, but it was actually on-premise telecom. But we did a platform on the front where people could move these user profiles around within their corporates and get all kinds of services as if you had a perfect cloud. It wasn't a cloud. It was people configuring the on-premise telecom. But the big players that were investing heavily into cloud telephony didn't have those flexibility from a cloud solution, but we did it on an on-premise solution, which meant we did cloud, but essentially we just did 30-year-old telephony, but it was packaged as a cloud service, which meant that we were winning huge customers based on a cloud lookalike platform from the future, but essentially it was just a very, very clever constructed platform based on on-premise telephony. So I think that was also a quite surprising effect that we got. We won some very, very big corporates at that time, like Carlsberg Worldwide, Danfoss, all these kind of players.